Joyquilts from our Jocelyn, Alberta. We're going to do something a little different today on this quilt. It's still going to be digital quilting, but we're going to do what we call collision borders. So the first row is already quilted, and it's done with single butterflies. Probably can see that a little bit. So the next row is going to be in the center of the quilt, and the whole center of the quilt is going to be done the same way. So I'm going to pull the bobbin thread up. What makes this a little bit unique is now we can see we're starting inside the border, and we're going to stay inside all the way across the quilt. And then when we get to the other side, it'll stop again inside the large border. So basically, to finish this quilt, you have to turn it twice, and we program two different quilts in. One is the inner quilt, and one is the outer quilt. And then we have to modify the last row to do the side borders. This is a directional quilt, so it's even a little more tricky, because your unicorns and carriages all have to face the same way. So on the outside of the quilt, we've done single butterflies, just all in a row. And in the middle, as you're going to see, we're going to do a meandering butterfly combined with loops. And I can't tell you how awesome this software is, that it lets you have all this freedom. You can customize anything to what you want. So we basically try to keep the scale and the design integrity, and stretch and skew it a little bit to make it fit the area we need, but we can add or subtract pattern repeats to get basically to the right size on almost any quilt. This one we're quilting with a little different thread today. We're using pink variegated Orifil cotton thread. It's a nice thread to work with. It's a little bit heavier weight than some of the others. It's a 50 weight, but it is nice to work with, and it's beautiful because it's variegated. It gives a really nice finish on the quilt. The back is kind of a sky blue. You can't really see it here. It's the color of the roof of the carriage. So the pink variegated thread is going to show up really nicely. And of course, the person this is being done for loves unicorns and butterflies and cats. Don't think we're going to make it with the cats, but we can do the unicorns and the butterflies. Speed it up a little bit here. It's going a little slowly. There we go. Fabric we use here is a mixture of flat cottons and batiks. We don't have any problem mixing them. Some people are a little nervous about doing it, but I would find that color is what dictates where we get fabric. The unicorn fabric is really cute. It's a Kaufman, rubber Kaufman, and it's just really cute. So with the cotton thread, we stick to the 90 SUK needle. We like that ball point. Gives you a really nice stitch. And sometimes I drop the tension down a little bit because I really don't want stitches showing on the top. Bernina has a great bobbin tensioner that comes with every long arm, which is great. And for every bobbin that I fill, I check the tension just to make sure that it's proper in the gauge. We used to have to do it by kind of like dropping the bobbin and seeing how fast the thread came out of it. But now we have a gauge, which is awesome. It's 100% accurate every time. This machine also has a thread counter on the bobbin, so you have to kind of know how much thread is on the bobbin with each different kind. The Orifil doesn't get nearly as much thread, of course, as a published machine, so you're having to stop and fill your bobbin more often. But the machine does stop when it runs out of bobbin thread, even if you've got the counter set wrong, or you forget to reset it. So now what we'll do is proceed and do the center of the quilt. When we get to the bottom, we'll switch back over to the other pattern and do the single row of butterflies surrounding it. And then we'll turn the quilt once. We'll do the left side of the quilt first, and then we will flip the design, mirror image it, and do the right side of the quilt. It's easier to do if you float your quilt tops, which is generally what we do. So if they're all rolled up, it's very difficult to change them and quilt sideways. But as you float the top, it's really just a matter of draping it over the frame. And there we have butterflies and loops on a pattern that actually doesn't have a name yet. Questions and comments are always welcome. Joyquilts.com, joyquilts@hotmail.com, or you can catch us on Facebook or Instagram.